Good morning. Welcome again to the day 4, actually, the 45th annual Stone Mountain Highland Games Fairgrounds. Here we are putting together the athletic events, and some other activities are going around today. These are the cabers. We've got a few newer ones, we've got some older ones. These are what the folks who are new to it and aren't familiar with it will say look like the guys throwing phone poles. You see different sizes for different weight classes and different groups of folks who throw at different weights. But those are getting put into place this week. We saw those the other day from underneath the tarps, on the other side. We're still near the front gate. We're just on the athletics field right now. Here we have the weights. These are used for the different events, like the weight over the bar and the weight for distance for throwing. They're getting painted, and so they're hung up, getting to where they can get painted and dried. And over here on this paint tarp, they're covered up a little bit. We'll see if we can come around and get a look at them. We've got some of the stones that are thrown, similar to a shot put and that sort of thing. We've got another one of our weights there, and you'll see these long handles with the weight on the end. That's for our hammer throw. And if you're familiar with that sport, they spin that around and hurl that for distance. So, got the implements are on the field, getting ready to go, and we've got some progress going around on our commercial tent area where the vendors are, so we'll walk that direction this morning. And this will be a shorter one just because we got more work we're trying to do, but want folks to get an opportunity to see what's going on out here while we're on the field. Right now we've got some activity, as we've got some commercial tents coming in specifically for our vendor areas, our artisans, and our first aid stations. It's always exciting to see the extra, how drastically the area changes as soon as these tents go up. That field looks so barren for a few days, and almost feels like we haven't accomplished as much as we think we have. Then when these tents go up, we really feel like it's almost time. The anticipation sets in. You can see this area here will be filled with vendors who are selling everything from bumper stickers and books to new kilts and sashes and cap badges. You can find information about your family's tartans and get swatches of that material. A little bit of everything over here. Slightly to the left there is where we'll also have one of our food vendors. Cameron's will be right over there. That's where you can come in the morning and get yourself a sausage roll and scotch eggs. They'll have haggis and fish and chips. Get yourself an iron brew to wash it all down. It's a great place to stop and refuel after you've spent the day walking through. So a lot of us are anticipating a sausage roll for breakfast and meat pie for lunch. So it's those of us who volunteer out here, we anticipate them coming, and we know our guests do too. Because we don't raise the tents as much until later in the week, it won't look a whole lot different back through here, but I just want folks to see some more of the progress. All of the chairs and tables have been dropped now, so every one of the awnings for each of the clan tents now have their tables and chairs that they've asked for, so that when the tents go up and each of the clans gets here, they can have the seating that they want to have, and then they'll each decorate or arrange their tent the way they want once they get here. Saturday morning I will try to get out and take a walk around here early before the games open, so you can see how things have been set up beforehand, and then we'll see about doing some live streams during the games so you can see just how things are. But hopefully you'll be out here with us to see for yourself. Leaves are still falling. Looks like up through the trees there, like they may be getting ready to have one of the tent crews setting up there for one of the stages. We'll stay off that road so that we don't get in anybody's way. It's nice and brisk out here again this morning. Good morning to grab a cup of coffee or hot tea. Good morning, Jim. One of our directors. Cut across here toward the tartan forest. He was doing some work over here yesterday evening as I left. I know the tartans won't be up or anything, but he may have started planting his fixtures in order to put the pipes in the ground. Let's see how well that shows up on here, but each one of the flags that is on the ground here is going to represent the spot where a tartan banner will be hung. And we've got dozens and dozens of tartans that will be represented here, each one with a nice size example of what the tartan is. So if you're not sure, you know what clan you are, if you're a Henderson or a Montgomery, but you aren't familiar with what your tartan looks like, this is a lot of times a good place to come to see a nice size swatch of it. It's great to get pictures in front of. You can get a look at the badges and what some of the armitage looks like for your clan that way as well. These banners are also used during our parade of tartans on Sundays, where each of the families that's represented here gets together a group of their representatives, and they will march in a parade on our field and be presented to our honored guest. And just sort of one of the things that marks our games is an opportunity for us to recognize each of the families that's here. We're cutting up here to our dance platform. This is the country dancing. We were here first on Saturday. Underneath this giant tarp is a wooden floor. You need to adjust the tarp a little bit, primarily just to protect it from any extra water or leaves and stuff. Keep the weather off of it. But this is a floor that's got an underlayment in there, so there's some bounce to it, and it's similar in construction to the dance floor down in Highland dance, but not quite as springy. Just kind of trying to do a slower pan, don't want to make anybody dizzy. As you can see, we still got some progress going. I said during the week, sometimes it doesn't look like as much is going on because these tents, we've got them pretty much taken care of until it's time to raise them and get the tables put underneath, and the clans are here to decorate them themselves. But we've got stuff going on. Let's see. How many people do we expect? Yeah, that is a very huge dance floor. The tarp is even bigger, which is a bit of a thing to maneuver. It takes a few of us to maneuver. How many people do we expect? It's really hard to say for sure. I know that our ticket sales people could probably tell us a little bit better on that, but we've got over 22 bands coming just to compete, and of course that's a fraction of, you know, what's gonna be here. We've got over 100 clans that are here in representation, so just their representatives, and then in guests alone, it's several thousand people are here. This area we're walking in here, it doesn't ever get terribly congested, but it's definitely full of people. Unfortunately, I don't have a solid number to give you on that one. I'll see if I can find out. Maybe I can ask somebody to give me an estimate of what we've done in the past. This is our 45th year, so we're hoping that it's a big year for us. We always like to mark those anniversaries. Oh yeah, I put the tent up yesterday, or started to set the tent up yesterday for the church. So we had talked about the church the other day. We're right over here near it, so we'll show what we've got there so far, since we've got the chapel going in. With any luck, today or tomorrow we'll be able to get it up with the stained glass and some of the framing that goes around the tent proper. Doesn't look exactly like a village because they're all awnings, but it does look like you definitely have a more marked path. Things are easier to find. So here we are at our Kirk in the Woods. This stone cross is something that we put up and store each year, and we bring it back out every year to go with our chapel. This is hand carved, and we're really proud of that. It's a heavy piece, but it's a beautiful piece, and we're very glad to have it here. So this is where the chapel will be, down this little aisle, and when the tent is up, there's a stained glass piece that goes in front, and we've got the altar and things up inside. There'll be a railing going around it to kind of help block out some of the wood behind it. It helps keep kids from running back in the woods as much as also. That's getting painted up and going to be ready to be put into place. See our fencing there. Yeah, that cross is gorgeous. I try to get good pictures of that one every year. Let you get a better look kind of from the base all the way up. So we've got a lot going on. And like I said, with everything happening around today, I've got to look at our punch list to see what's ready to go, but we should start seeing some more progress as the week goes on. The commercial tents will be up more. We'll start lifting tents here in a few days. All of this fencing that's being painted right now and these flag poles will be up and put into place all around the field so that the parade field begins to take shape. The tent for our reviewing stand will be up pretty soon across the parade field. And since Today I didn't start us at our main gate. I'll finish us at the main gate as we walk through. You see here in the middle of our parade field, we have the traditional Highland game of volleyball set up. We inherited that when we got here this week. That's actually left over from a previous event that the grounds use, and it'll be coming off the field, of course, but we've jokingly said that that's going to be part of the new Highland games. This is the Scottish volleyball, kilted volleyball. So right here, where that large ice tub is, basically, is going to be where our reviewing stand is, and that's where the stage will be set for our honored guest and our MC and that sort of thing. So from these bleachers here, you would be able to command a great view of the bands coming onto the field through the gate that'll be right over here, and you'll be able to see the whole field. And this is also a good spot, if you can catch it, for the sheepdog show on Sunday, when we've got the sheepdogs out and the ducks and the sheep. That demonstration is always a hit, and I'll be tweeting and putting times out about those when it comes up during the games, but we also have the schedule available on our website. So we're coming back up to our main entrance here. This large tent should be going up pretty soon, and again, we thank everybody for joining us every morning, and we look forward to seeing everybody here this weekend. Y'all have a blessed day.